Welcome back to Adobe Illustrator CC2021 Classroom Book Chapter 3. This is part 2 of using shapes to create artwork for a poster. When we left off, we had just barely made the bowls for our fruit. So now we're going to go ahead and move those a little bit closer together. Let's go ahead and move that guy over here. All right, so now I have my bowl. I'm going to do a Control S and save. So now we're going to create and edit some ellipses in order to make our pear. So under the rectangle tool, we're going to find our ellipse. Ellipse is kind of a circle. So in order to drag a perfect circle, we're going to go ahead, well, the first one we want to be kind of oval. So let's go ahead and drag it down. So we've got a width of about 0.6 width and about 0.75 tall. So mine's a little bit big. It's a pear, doesn't have to be perfect. All right, it's okay that it's brown. We're going to mess with that later. So now we're going to go ahead and grab our ellipse tool. We're going to move our pointer here to the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and draw another circle. So we're going to draw from this point out. And let's do escape. Deselect. Oh, no, here we go. Let's draw from this point out. Nope, grabbing the wrong one. All right, so we're going to draw a new circle. And I want to go ahead and from here, let's go ahead and hold the Alt Shift or Option Shift and get another perfect circle that goes from the center out. And let's see, how big do we want this one? This one's about an inch. This is like the base of the pear. It's okay if it's not perfect. Oh, that seems ginormous. All right, I'm gonna let go of my mouse. I'm gonna let go of my key. All right, so now we want to go ahead and take the center point and kind of intersect it so it's a little bit closer. All right, from here we want to use our selection tool to drag across both, and we're going to go ahead and group those together in our quick actions down here at the bottom. And now we want to go ahead and change our fill color, so we want to make it kind of a peary green. So pick a color for your pear. If you want to pick your own color, you can always mix your own over here in the color palettes. And hit escape when you've got a color you like. And let's do a select and deselect. And now we're going to go ahead and do a Control S and save. It's time to make an apple. So we're going to create an apple. So we've still got our ellipse tool. With our ellipse tool, we're going to go ahead and do Shift to create a perfect circle. And we're going to go out to about 0.7. Close enough. I'm going to release my mouse, release my Shift key. All right, now with this ellipse selected, let's go ahead and go over the center point here. And we're going to be able to make a copy. So we hit Option or Alt. We're going to make the second. So this is going to be the base or the top part of our apple. All right, and we want to do one more circle. So let's do a new circle. Should be as wide as the two circles that we already have. So let's go over the edge of the leftmost circle. And let's go ahead and that doesn't look right. Make it about as wide. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move with my arrow keys. Bring that over. It's kind of a tomatoey looking apple, if you ask me. All right. That is our apple that we have so far. So now we want to go ahead and, oh, we're going to do something different. Go ahead and bring that back down. I forgot about this part. We're going to play with this, what's called the pie widget. So this pie widget is going to allow you to change how much of that circle is going to show. So go ahead and grab that pie widget. Now you've got two endpoints, and it's okay if it's not totally perfect. Let's go to our transform, come down here and make this 180, and it'll make it totally flat. Now we can put escape. So rather than having the three shapes, let's go ahead and drag this up over. Still looks like an apple to me. And we're going to put that one. Let's go ahead and drag across all three to group them. Oh, we're not grouping them yet. I'm grouping them. All right, and let's make kind of a fun apple color. Switch back to my swatches and deep red. Oh, now it really looks like a tomato. Oh well, I don't care about that part. Let's go ahead and click on an empty or escape out of my swatches. Click on an empty part, and now I've got part of my apple. All righty. So let's go ahead and we need to grab just this part of the circle. This is why we didn't group it, ungroup it. We want to actually use the circle again. So let's do a Alt or Option and grab and make another one of those. Now let's, oh, didn't copy. Undo. All right. Come on, friend. Okay. I'm going to do a copy and paste. There we go. Control C, Control V. Now I'm going to drag over and group that. All right. I now have one apple and half a slice, which is going to eventually turn into a apple. Or no, an orange, but we're not there yet. So let's go ahead and make some, we're going to make some leaves here. So let's go ahead to the bottom of our, well, no, we're going to play with the base first. We're going to play with the base. Click on the small one. We're going to view it, zoom in a few times, so Control plus. Now let's go ahead and click the word stroke. And now we decide we want to put a stroke on it, so let's put a stroke weight of 2. And we want to go ahead and align stroke to bottom. So tab. It's going to say, where do you want to put it? We want to put it here on the bottom, which is the middle. I don't know why it's saying align to bottom. Inside edge. Inside. So we want it to be inside. All right, so it's kind of in there a little bit. And let's make it a slightly lighter brown than it is right now. Kind of gives it a little bit of a detail. All right, escape and click on my pasteboard, select and save. Now we're going to make a leaf. So let's do Control minus and make some leaves for our friends. So let's go ahead or look at our Polygon tool. Under Polygon or Ellipse, we get a polygon. So we want to go ahead and take that polygon. We're going to do a few things. Let's do View, and let's go to our Smart Guides and turn them off. As I figure out where they are. Oh, guides. Here we go. Guides and hide guides. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn those off. Just so you can kind of see the difference between drawing with the guides and drawing without them. So let's go ahead and we're going to go to a blank part of the board. This is one of those, don't let go of the mouse button until you're told to. So we're going to go ahead and press, we're going to drag to begin drawing that polygon. Don't let go of the button. Go ahead and hit that down arrow one time. It's going to go ahead and change the number of sides. And while you still have it, go ahead and put Shift, and it's going to go ahead and make that nice and flat for us. Go ahead and release the mouse button, and we're going to go ahead and change it a little bit more. So you see those gray measurements didn't show up for us this time because we hid those guides. Let's go ahead and change that fill color, and let's go ahead and make it some type of green, happy leaf green. Let's go ahead and turn the stroke to none. So escape, and stroke is going to be none, and escape. All right, so now we want to go ahead and turn our smart guides back on. So view, guides, and show guides. So those will be on, and our polygon still selected. We want to kind of play with it just a little bit. So we put it on point. So let's rotate it a little bit. And let's go ahead and change the number of sides to, we want to grab this side widget and make it 6-sided instead. So notice how you can slide it up and down to change the number of sides. All right, now I'm going to rotate it on point because this is actually going to turn into a leaf eventually. All right, let's do a Control S and save. So we need to edit this polygon. So let's go ahead and change the size. So it's about 0.65. So I'm gonna grab my selection tool and grab and bring it in. Now hold my shift. It'll bring them both in at the same time. Let's go 0.65 or so. Good enough. All right, so then we want to go to our transform selection. We want to make sure that maintain width and height is deselected, which it is. And we want to go ahead and make that width 0.35 and a tab, not 45, 0.35 and tab. All right, so it's nice and skinny now. And we can go ahead and zoom in on that, Control plus. Now let's go ahead and grab our selection tool and select our widget. And now you see we've got the live corners in the shape, so we can go ahead and pull those in. But we don't necessarily want to turn it into a circle. So let's go ahead and grab that direct selection tool. Now we've got one for every corner. And we only want to change these 4 corners. So I'm going to hit this one on the left. I'm going to hit Shift and grab all the others. So these are the ones that I want to change. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull them in until they're nice and round. So they won't go that's as round as they're going to go. All right, Control S. Let's deselect and save. All right, in the next video, we'll go ahead and learn how to make the flowers.